Hello, everybody. Greetings. Welcome to Friday Night Flights. I'm your host, Lazerbolt, and we're getting ready to take off. Tonight, we're flying around Suriname, and we're going to visit a couple beautiful natural resources they have around here, a couple of cliffs and mountains type looking things, and that should be a good time. We're going to be taking off in about 3 minutes. So, welcome to the show. So as usual, if anybody would like to join us, please do. All the information for the flight is in the description of the video down below. It shows all the different airports we're going to and aircraft we're flying. And you can even join us on Discord. And there you'll be able to grab the PLN file that you can pop into the EMS. And you can join us that way. It'd be a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. Well, Coast, you were saying last week that you finally figured out your control issues?
Yeah, finally figured out my control issues. I've learned how to change the settings on my controller and save them. It's really interesting how it works.
Yeah, it's way different than it used to be, but yeah, it's nice that you can set up a profile for each individual aircraft now. I've heard that's something a lot of people like.
The idea you would expect there to be a one-step process. It's essentially a two-step process.
No.
And that's why
I found myself too setting up my controls, and then I realized I was setting up my keyboard commands even though I was trying to do it on my stick. I had it on the wrong page and none of it stuck, you know.
Yeah, the hardest thing for me to get used to on that was you're not really setting them up for individual aircraft. It's just certain aircraft have certain controls that you can specify for that aircraft. So you, like, for instance, you can't just say, like, everything I got mapped right now, assign it to this plane and this plane only. You have to go through the list of the aircraft that it applies to, and then if it says the aircraft name, then that means you can actually apply it, just make your own profile for that aircraft for just using those. But there's only, like, the Cessna 172 has nothing unique about it that you can set just for that plane or anything else.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I see that
Yeah,
you can do different categories too. Like you can do,
Yep.
2-engine, 4-engine, jets, helicopters, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going round and round because I was trying to set it up with, I think it was the 172. I was trying to just set, like, certain things that I only wanted in the 172, and then I would have also mapped them to, like, other single-engine planes. But it's like, how do I save this to the Cessna 172 only? But it would never let me do it. And after watching some videos, I finally figured out, oh, you actually have to actually find a setting that actually has it listed for that type of aircraft, and then if you save it, it'll save it under that profile.
Right. Well, guys, we're going to be taking off in about 30 seconds or so. And when we do, we don't need to go too awful high. We can get there by going, I don't know, about 4,000, 5,000 feet. Let's say 5,000. We'll climb up. Our first stop is going to be the beautiful, I'm not even sure what to call it. I'd call it a mountain range, I guess, but I don't know. You'll see when you get there. It's the beautiful, what is it, Kasikasima? And yeah, pretty
Sounds like a
interesting
castle.
looking. It's not a castle. No, it's a really neat rock formation that they put in the New World update. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm liking it. Let's go ahead and spool these birds up right now and get up in the air. Like I said, about 4,000 feet. I think we're going to turn off to the right to get on track. So Lazerbolt is rolling. Yeah, my aircraft is doing all kinds of screwy stuff for sure. I can't even get up to speed. I've lost 2 engines.
That must be you still sitting on the runway and driving through the trees.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and just stop right here. Try to get going the other direction. I tell you, all week long, I have just been having the worst luck with this. My engines just shut themselves off. Ugh, I'm going to try to do a Control-C auto start, but I don't think it's going to work well. I've been having a terrible week with this. My controls and everything have just been awful.
Did you start on the runway?
I did. Yeah.
Huh.
Like I said, I was going to try to make a video a couple days ago about how to do the auto or how to do the startup sequence, and I started at a parking spot, and it just was awful. Nothing worked. This everything's a little borked in the 2024 version, especially for this Hercules. Which
So we can
I
loop
don't think it
around
was.
and wait for you.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'll go ahead and circle the airport there. I hope I'm the only one having these kind of issues, but this don't look good. I was not having any luck at all a couple days ago, and looks like a lot of it is still happening right now. I don't know what's different, but yeah, I was trying to make a video about the startup procedure and what's different in 24 as opposed to how it was in 2020, which the C-130 was made for 2020, not for 24, so I could see where there'd be some little bugs, but I've got a bunch of weird stuff happening that's never happened before. We've flown this C-130 Hercules a lot. Even in 24 we've flown it. I've never had any problems.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And my
Yeah, we've
engines
flown it
are
a- we've
slowly
flown it a
starting
few
back
times in
up.
there. Love you.
Yeah, it's weird. I've had people leave comments in my videos within the last couple weeks. Some guy asked, he mentioned a couple issues he was having, and I replied this like, well, I've never seen that. That sounds pretty extreme. I don't know how that works. I wish I could help you figure it out. And now all of a sudden it's happening to me too. I could tell I had an issue with my my engines when all of a sudden my gauges just went to hell. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
acting weird.
I had some
That's
issues,
weird.
like I said, when I was trying to do a cold start on the ramp. I was having problems. The generators would go offline, engines would shut down. And I'm like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah, that's exactly what I had happen too. It's like right in the middle of the startup procedure, everything's going fine, and then stuff would just start automatically shutting itself off, including generators and the ground power and stuff like that. Eventually, the engines would just quit. I thought it was related to the startup, but now I'm apparently having the same issues even when I started, right on the runway with my engines running. I'm still having that problem. This is
I
very
got back on
disconcerting.
I got back on my throttle too to cut down the speed.
Right on. I see you guys circling the airport, and I appreciate it. I'm going to be taking
you
off
might
from
maybe you
runway
got a
10.
mapping issue. Did you change any of your controls that
No,
might have screwed
no,
something
haven't
up?
changed anything. My engines are already shutting themselves off again. This is not a good sign.
You're probably going to have to go out of it and come back in.
Yeah, that might be true. It's weird though, because I did start right on the runway like normal. Everything was fine, or supposed to be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and restart the flight. I have no idea what is going on here. This is very bizarre. We've flown these. This is my favorite aircraft. We fly it all the time. I'm just wondering if something happened in the latest update. That kind of screwed
I've heard
things up.
somebody else mention that, that they had a problem with theirs doing that. I was in another flight with somebody that was doing C-130s, and they had an issue.
Did anyone have any suggestions?
Nobody came up with one. It's just,
Yeah. Like I said, when I was trying to make that video, I monkeyed with it all night long, and I couldn't get anything to work. The only way that I could get it to work is when I started on the runway instead of starting in a parking spot. But now
Yeah.
it's kind of being a problem even if I'm starting on the runway. Anyhow, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. I'm just going to get myself up in the air and cross my fingers.
tail number change.
Turn my lights on here. I'm looking forward to getting that Kasikasima. It's very cool looking. I flew around just so I could take a snapshot of it and use it for the thumbnail of the video. Well, for the time being, everything's working just fine, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, it'll probably be all right. It was for me when I did a restart. When it happened to me. Maybe something just didn't fully load in there for you.
Yeah, it is a complicated program, and sometimes things just get weird. I just hope they don't get weird when I'm in midair. Tonight is going to be interesting. Like I said, I was trying to put together a flight plan to include these points of interest in the past, and I just couldn't quite come up with the airports that were really going to do it. So I kind of compromised. I chose a couple airports that are a couple grass strips and a couple dirt strips. They're a little bit small for these giant aircraft. These Hercules are actually pretty good for getting in and out of small places, but these are right on the edge of what we can do. So we're definitely going to have to show how good we are tonight. I don't think landing's going to be much of an issue, but taking off will definitely be an issue. At least two of them are like almost perfectly 3,000 feet long runways, that's pretty short for even these. I think they recommend at least a 3,500 foot runway. Yeah, my
Longhorn.
aircraft
I
is
need a
doing
TCAS
weird
system.
stuff.
Longhorn cut it pretty close for me.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on here because I lost my mouse. Oh, here we go. It's back.
I've lost engine 4 already.
Wow.
No kidding.
Wow, this is screwy. I hope I don't have to revert to trying to use that other weird-ass aircraft that they have. What is that thing called? They show it in the trailer.
The A400.
Yeah, the A400. That could be an issue. Although, it'd be interesting trying to fly. Oh, I'm losing engine 2 now. And my gauges are all over the place. Engines 1 and 4 are opposites of each other, and engines 2 and 3 are kind of doing the same thing, whatever that is. Listing to the right, no matter what I do. Man. Yeah, I wonder if this is kind of a new thing. It must be sort of a new thing. This has never happened before. Like I said, we've flown these aircraft a lot. I'm just going to try to put it on autopilot and see what I can do. I can't maintain any more than, what do I got here? About, barely 200 knots. Yeah, I've got my time set to early morning, and it's just beautiful here. Let's see if my autopilot can help me out and stay straight. Engine 4 just does not want to cooperate. The other 3 at the moment are doing okay. Oh, engine 4 all of a sudden decided to join the group. Okay, nice. My speed's picking up. Fingers crossed.
Any heat problems?
I would be surprised if they had that modeled into the game. And it's not any hotter than it's ever been for us. We fly all the time.
I'm on the path right now, so I'm gonna try and go slow.
Yep, it looks like I'm kind of back in action here. Like I said, I'm following the pink line and I'm increasing my speed. Got about a 260 knots going. I'm going to try to hold 260 knots and we'll see what happens. 5,000 feet might not be quite enough. I'm going to bring it all the way up to 7,000.
Yeah, I'm at 6 right now.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever problem it is not related to anything realistic. It's a bug somehow. You can see our point of interest off in the distance, and yeah, this was a very interesting place. It looks very cool. Alrighty, managed to hold a steady heading here. Got about 7,200 feet. Yeah, so instead of making a video about how to do startup procedures and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to make a video about how weird shit got.
Yeah. If they watch this YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
If they
they'll
watch the
understand why
live
you're
stream,
talking
they'll
about
see it firsthand. But like I said, somebody was describing some of these weird behaviors in one of my descriptions, or they left a comment on one of my videos, and I didn't really know what they were talking about. I was like, no, man, it always works perfect for me. Well, it's not working so good anymore. Like I said, it must be related to this latest update that they did, because everything was working great before that. Not so much the startup procedure, but at least you could just fly like normal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems, but I needed to change planes before I went into free flight mode, so I had to change the aircraft. So I had to reload the aircraft.
I see.
I'm not having any problems with it.
Well, I tell you what, I would be a real hero and have a super successful video if I could get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? If I could be the guy that figured out what's going on, people would click on that video. Hey, see, we got some people joining us. We got Steve, says Laser, and JMB, and Captain Hopper is up here with the thumbs up. So yeah, it's good to see all you guys. Greetings and welcome to the show. I hope we can get through it without too many problems, but so far it's been a little bit of an issue. I'm looking at my gauges right now, and everything looks like it's going pretty good. Fingers crossed.
Your engines are all running. All your instruments are working.
Yeah, everything's in the green. All four instruments, all four engines are in the same range. Everything seems to be quite normal at the moment. But I've already had things go weird twice, and we just started. So I got to keep an eye on my gauges big time today. Yeah, maybe third time's a charm, right?
My system just went black screen, and it said my aircraft crashed.
It just now said that for you?
Yep.
Well,
Oh.
it says I see you off my right side, still flying, really low to the ground.
Put me back into the air, but low to the ground.
Huh. Yeah, it's doing weird stuff today. Yeah. I mean, if worst
That
comes to
sounds like
worst,
you
we
might
can
have
switch to a
overstressed your
different
airplane.
aircraft. You know, if we have to, and maybe at our first stop we can switch to a different aircraft, but I'm willing to give it a try for now. Everything seems halfway normal at the moment. We'll see. I would like to check out the forums on Captain Sim's forums for the C-130 to see just what issues people are bringing up right now, and if they've responded. Captain Sim is really weird about that. They don't tend to update their stuff very often. And like I said, this aircraft was made for the last sim. You know, I feel kind of lucky that it even works in this one, and they might not care at all if it works with this one, you know. Well,
They'll
so
just
far so
release it
good.
as another version and charge full price again.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
You know what though? I love this aircraft so much I'd buy it. If it's fixed and it works like it's supposed to, I'd be happy to give them my money again. Well, I don't know about happy is the right word, but I'll give them my money again.
Yeah, I definitely want to keep the airframe. I used to work with it, so I'm like you. I really like this airplane. I just hope they get it right.
this is such an iconic aircraft. I'm surprised that there is only one company that makes it. It seems like,
Yeah, that's
you know, this is
right.
the airplane lover's airplane right here. I mean, there's never been a more airplane-looking airplane than this thing. And there's only one company that makes a model of it for this sim. It seems really weird. Seems like Captain Sim would be more on their toes if they had a little competition.
Maybe that's what it takes.
Yeah. Well, there was a rumor that somebody else was working on a C-130, and
Yeah, Coach
that was
mentioned that last time.
that was a long time ago. That was like 3 or 4 years ago that I heard that, and I haven't heard anything about it since. So, Coast, how's the weather been up there for you over in Buffalo?
Raining like crazy, but it's warming up for a while, which is good.
Right. Well, we keep getting warm and then cold again. We get a lot of rain for a minute, and then, like last week, it snowed one day. This week, it's supposed to snow on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. But, yeah, and you know how it is when it rains and then it snows on top of that. That's the slipperiest stuff you ever seen in your life, where it's ice underneath and snow on top. It don't get slipperier than that.
I had 85 down here today.
Oh, if it wasn't for the tornadoes, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we got another one coming this way tonight. It's like I said, it's be the third time.
Boy, yeah, keep your head down, bro.
I think it's going to be probably closer to midnight, so I'll probably have an all-nighter again tonight.
By the way, we are upon Kasikasima. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not sure if that's even considered a mountain, but whatever it is, it's pretty cool. It's a giant rock.
Reminds me of Shiprock in New Mexico. Just a big rock out in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
with it completely flat all around it.
It's weird. It looks like a rock made of corduroy or something. It's got these really awesome grooves going down it. There's a little village somewhere near here that when I Googled images of it, there was a lot of, this is a big tourist area, and you can see the Kasikasima in the background, and it's pretty stunning. So yeah, let's do some left-hand circuits around this thing and check it out really good. There is a bit of like a crack type valley going right down the middle of it. I don't know if it's wide enough that we can get our aircraft in there, but I would like to try and go through the middle of this with both high sides of the walls. But this is pretty impressive. This is one of those things that in real life, this has just got to be jaw-dropping, you know?
That's why everybody goes to Brazil.
Well, one of the reasons there's a lot of this kind of cool stuff. Our next point of interest is going to be similar. It's a different rock formation.
Yeah, that is weird the way the texture of that thing is.
Isn't it? But that's exactly what it looks like. Like I said, I looked up pictures of it, and it's like, wow-wee. That is a bizarre-looking place. Yeah, it looks like it's made out of corduroy. It's got weird twists and stuff in it. It's just neat. Well, it looks like engine 2 is giving me some problems right now. So, whatever.
We can depend on which engine goes next.
Yeah, so start making your bets. Yeah. Engine 2 is definitely being the weird one.
There's a valley between the two rocks.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can squeeze through there.
That's what I thought. It's like from here it doesn't look like it's wide enough, but I bet you when you get closer it'll be plenty
And
wide.
if you don't make it, I'll pick up your wings and put them in my cargo area.
Maybe it'll fix my engines if
There
I
you
scrape
go.
the sides.
Just call the Coast Guard.
I don't know if I could turn quick enough to get in there. Oh, that's actually quite wide. Yeah, it's not so much of a valley as it is. There's the big rock formation and then a smaller one right next to it.
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
between the two. I'm going to try to get it on this next pass here. Oh, looks like engine 3 and 4. Oh, engine 4 just went out. Wonderful. It's like, I don't know if it went out or it just lost all power somehow. Somehow engines... Nope, the only engine that still has power is engine 1. That's not good. Oh boy. Oh no, now engine 1 just joined all the rest of them. My throttle has no effect anymore. No matter what I do with the throttle, the engines ain't doing nothing. Wonderful. I'm going to do a mid-air auto start, see if that gets everything back up and flying. Thing is, it takes so long for the engines to auto start since it does it one at a time. I'm losing speed in a hurry. Come on, baby, start those engines.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Oh, Longhorn, I can see you falling down the side of the cliff. You must have hit that thing hard.
Yeah, I tried to get through that little crevice,
Oh,
and
no.
my wheels hit.
Well, I might be down there with you in a second if I can't keep these engines going.
You talk about the one on the top of the mountain. You tried to cut through that. That
Yeah.
split.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I made it till my wheels hit.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about this one here on the side. It's actually, it's
I know.
quite large.
Okay, now I gotta figure out how to get my plane to go up. I hit Y. Now which one makes it go up?
F4.
Okay, F4. Let's try that. Oh, there
Okay,
we
it
go.
looks like my engines
Okay.
are trying to restart themselves. I'm losing speed and altitude in a hurry, though. It better hurry up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some altitude here because
Look behind you, Wingnut.
okay. It's funny, I brought all the dirt up here with me.
Okay, I've got 2 engines.
That's a dangerous squeeze, man. I had to do a lot of tweaking
Yeah.
left and right.
Did you see me go through there too?
No, because if I'd have turned around to look, I would have smashed into the wall. But I saw you coming behind me. I didn't see you get to go through though.
Well, I went through, but I chickened out and went a little higher because it was too narrow at the lower end.
Yeah, it was. Not a safe place to try to squeeze it at 130 through it.
No, even a small plane would. You'd be careful with the if there had any wind in there, or you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty, all 4 engines up and running. Yay.
Wow, that slew gets you up pretty high pretty fast. I didn't realize I'm at 40,000 feet.
Yeah, there's 2 different buttons. There's a slow slew and a fast slew. You must have done the fast one.
I hit F4. I got my plane in a spin again.
As long as my plane's working, I'm going to try to hit that gap. Wingnut, did you make it through there, you said?
I started out lower, and I had to climb at the very end because it's too tight, and I
Me
was
too. Me too.
zigzagging. Yeah.
I better not even try it. I'm already pushing my luck just trying to keep this thing in the air. It's quite an
you
interesting
think?
place, though. I sure like it.
I'll go look ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm going to climb this bird up to about 7,000 again, just in case my engines go out. It'll give me a little time to get them started back up. So yeah, let's do that. Let's climb these birds back up 7,000, and we'll continue on our way to our next stop. After I complete one more circuit here, I'll be pointing in the right direction. Yeah, it makes you wonder what this looked like before they did the world update, because it looks awesome right now. I bet you it looked okay before, but you might have had those weird stretched out textures that they do all the time. Yeah, like I said, I was going to probably do a video about all the weird stuff that happens with the C-130, but I think I'm making one right now as we speak.
You are at that.
I could just probably clip out a couple of these things and use that as an example of what I'm talking about. Did you ever figure out why it said you crashed a minute ago, Coast? Or it just...
Yep. Didn't figure it out at all. It said you crashed. First of all, I got overspeed. And then once I got the overspeed, I crashed.
Oh, that might have been it right there.
You probably got a stress turned
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, the
I was
stress is up.
overspeeding too, and that didn't crash.
Yeah, I've crashed 4 times so far trying to get back down from 40,000 feet because I keep overspeeding because it's putting me back at the speed I was at 7,000 feet, which is almost 300 knots, which apparently I can't do at 40,000 feet.
No, you cannot. There's not enough air up there for that. All right, back on track. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can make it to our first airport without falling out of the sky. Would be a real shame if this is an ongoing thing with our C-130. Oh, I can tell I've already lost an engine.
It's something with yours because we're not having any issues
Yeah.
with that. That's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I never had an issue with it until I tried to do a cold and dark start a couple days ago, and it's been weird ever since. All right, like I said, 7,000 feet. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Yeah, my engine 1 is just doing weird stuff with the RPMs. It ain't quit yet, though.
Well, there's nowhere here nearby to land that looks like.
No, we're gonna have to go to our next airport, and that'll be it. Well, there we go. I'm losing all my engines. Or is it just they're going back to normal? I don't know. Engines 1, 2, and 3 just did exactly what engine 4 did. Ah, jeez. They're doing the goofiest stuff. Like my fuel flow is an issue. My fuel flow just went down to 0 on all of them.
I'll tell your co-pilot to get his parachute on.
Let's see, my cross-feed switches on the upper panel just all turned off. So I turned them back on, and let's see if we can get some fuel flow and back to these engines. This is not good. I'm having trouble maintaining any kind of an airspeed here. I'm barely maintaining 150 knots. Yeah, about $1.50 is all I can do, and I'm losing speed actually. I once again have no control over my engines. My throttle does nothing.
That's bad. That's
Yep, that is. It's not good at all. I'm going to go ahead and do another auto start. If I'm going to have to do that every 3 minutes, that's not going to make a good flight. maybe when we get to the first airport, I'll switch to a different aircraft. Maybe that some kind of business jet or something. If we thought it was going to be hard to get these down on a dirt strip, one of those business jets, it'll be even worse. But at least it'll, you know, stay in the sky.
How fast does a DC-3 go?
Oh, not very
Landing
fast.
speed?
No, just overall, it doesn't go very fast. Maybe buck 80 at most.
Yeah, that'd be hard. A400 might be good, but I don't know how fast it stops.
Well, it's supposed to stop pretty good. That's one of the whole points of it, I think. You know, it's supposed to be able to get in and out of tight spaces.
C-17s?
Well,
Reverse-
C-17 or the A400.
Hey, we got Scotty Doesn't Know in the chat. Greetings, Scotty Doesn't Know. Having all kinds of problems with my aircraft tonight. It's not good, but hopefully it's still entertaining watching me struggle to keep this thing in the air. Well, I'm going to try to keep up with you guys somehow here, and we'll see what happens. So far, my auto start is not functioning.
Well,
But
I'm
my
down to
fuel flow
2.
switches have stayed where I put them, so they're good. I am getting fuel to my engines now, finally.
I dropped down to, I think, 180. Maybe I can go down to 150 to let you catch up.
I'll go ahead and fly over the airport.
It might be a minute before we get there.
Yeah, we're a pretty good ways. What is your speed, Laser?
My speed is 140 and dropping because, like I said, I have 0 engine control right now.
Oh, wow.
When we do get to our first stop here, Kabalebo Airport at Sierra Mike Kilo Alpha, we're going to be landing on runway 25. Count on runway 25. It is a very short 3,100 feet of game grass. Got game surface, short grass. So that might be difficult to find, but you guys will get there first and you can deal with that. And yeah, let me know how that goes.
Got that.
Says I'm 98 miles away.
Yeah, a auto restart of my engines is not working. I am losing altitude in a hurry. I'm not going to make it over those mountains.
Gotta get above 4,000.
Yeah, I'm dropping. I can't. Yeah, my throttle does absolutely nothing. My gauges don't move when I move my throttle. It's a very bad situation. Somehow my engines are still working. They haven't shut off completely, but they have no power. Like I said, I can only maintain about 150. Oh, engine 1 is firing up. Randomly, out of the blue, engine 1 has some life. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed.
You got some bad gas.
Oh, engine 2 is showing signs of life. I still don't have throttle control, but at least the engines are getting fuel. Yeah, this is the weirdest thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've had people mention this in the comments of some of my videos, and I was like, well, I've never seen that. That's crazy. Okay, I'm back to having throttle control on engine 1. This is the worst kind of bug right here. I don't like this at all. Engine 4 fired up. Engine 3 decided to ignore us. Alright, picking up some speed though. I'm finally above 150 knots. I'm going to climb a little bit here. I'm only 2,600 feet. I'm going to have to climb quite a bit. You said those mountains are 4,000?
I'm at 45. I'm at 5,000 right now. 5,000 seems comfortable.
Well,
I'm at
this will make
3,500.
it will make an interesting video to clip out some of this and show people what kind of issues that are going on with the C-130 in the new sim. Everything worked perfect in the old sim. Of course, it was made for the old sim, but hey, it worked perfect just like 2 weeks ago. The last time we flew it, it was perfect. We've used it many times.
Yeah, we've used it several times. No problems. It's just starting.
And like you pointed out, Wingman or Wingnut, that the rest of you ain't having these problems at all. I've got all 4 engines back. Okay, good news. So if I
You
can
have your
figure out,
autopilot. One thing that happened to me, my autopilot, no autopilot light is blinking. You got that?
yeah, that's what happens when you turn off your autopilot. I did finally figure out how to make that stop blinking. If you look to the right hand side, just by your armrest, there's a reset switch for that. It's right down by, you've got the range localizer and the AFF. Right next to that, there's an autopilot reset switch.
Has a little bitty tiny black button. Yeah.
Yep, that'll stop that yellow blinking light, which is kind of annoying. And I just lost engine 3. And, oh, I lost all my engines again. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Ooh, that's bad. Right when you're coming toward the mountains.
Yep, I wish I could figure out why you guys ain't having the problem and I am. That would be a very good thing to make a video about. People would love me for that if I could figure out the key to this. But sometimes stuff like this is just, you know, it's a complicated program and things do random stuff. But it just started like 2 days ago for me when I was trying to do a cold and dark start. All of a sudden, ever since then, everything's been screwed up. But, you know, we've all done cold and dark starts before. It's never done this. At least I'm over 4,000 feet. Or I'm over 5 at the moment, but we'll see. Okay, engine 1 is firing itself back up. Here we go with this old ball of wax again.
Maybe you got intermittent problems turned on.
Hey, Jared Wiet decided to join us, or Wheelet. Greetings, Jared. How's it going, buddy? It's good to see you. I'm having all kinds of issues with my airplane today, and it's not good. It's quite a shame. This is my favorite aircraft by far. I've loved this thing for a decade now. Yeah, engine 2's firing up. Okay. I'm going to climb a ton of altitude here just to have a little bit of cushion for the next time this happens. Jared says we need a good TIE fighter pilot at the helm. At least those TIE fighter pilots know how to fly. Stormtroopers don't know how to shoot much, but they can fly. Alright, I'm going to take her back up considerably high, at least 8,000 if I can get there. I'm still maintaining 150 knots. Engines 3 and 4 are down. This is a pretty nice looking mountain range here, though, isn't it? I got the fog in the valleys. Looks great.
Yeah, I see that too. It looks good.
Engine 3 just randomly decided to start working. Yeah, Jared, I'm not sure what happened. It started happening to me a few days ago. I was trying to use this aircraft, and all of a sudden, randomly, things just don't work. The engines are shutting themselves off. Been having fuel flow issues. It's just very bizarre, and I can't explain it. This is my favorite aircraft, and we've used it for hundreds and hundreds of hours. At the moment, I'm the only one having this issue, but I've had people comment on my video saying that they've had this issue and were wondering if I could help them out. Of course, I said, I don't know what's going on. It never happened to me. Well, guess what? It's happening to me. You know what I'm almost considering doing is uninstalling it and then reinstalling it. See if that helps.
Yeah, maybe.
That's one of the only things I haven't tried. Like I said, I monkeyed with it all evening because I was trying to make a video about the C-130 and I just couldn't get it to work properly. But maybe a good restall would do the trick. Anyway, my speed's going up.
It happened to me once. You know, like I said, I was doing a cold start on the ramp, and it was doing what you're talking about: generators offline, no fuel flow, engine shutting down. I went out of it, and I haven't had any problems with it since then.
By the way, you said you were having trouble with the gas turbine compressor not turning on. I did get mine to start working. Maybe that's the problem.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I still can't get that to work.
Yeah, well, it turns out that if you flick the gas turbine switch, the big knob that turns it from start to run, you know what I'm saying? That
Right.
thing. When you do that, that red light's supposed to come on, and then about
Right.
a half minute later, the green light comes on, and you can start your airflow. Well,
Right, air, open
yeah.
air valves. Yeah.
Well, when you switch it over to start and then back to run, the red light doesn't come on like it's supposed to. But if you spam it, just spam it. You hit it like 40 times. Just click, 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 click as fast as you can do. Just click it like 40 times. Eventually, it'll come on. That's not good, but eventually it'll work.
Is that just like in a real airplane?
I hope a real airplane ain't that.
Yeah, that works just like the real airplane. You don't have to flick it 40 times, but
it doesn't
yeah,
work
that's
every
how
time.
it works.
Yeah, I just lost engine 3 again. Engine 3 and 4 are down. Just that is ridiculous. I can get like 5 minutes of good engine action, and then it just goes to hell. Just every couple minutes, I'm just gonna do an auto restart, and hopefully that keeps my engines running. Yeah, it's weird. It could be anything. It could be a controls issue. It could be anything. But I haven't done anything different. But you never know.
I haven't changed anything.
It didn't start happening until after that latest update. And you know how updates are sometimes.
Yeah, they change things. When is Sim Update 2 coming about? Do you know? I know the beta is coming out or is out, but when's the actual update supposed to happen?
I heard this summer.
Summer?
Mm-hmm.
They've been working on that for a while. Hopefully Captain Sim has an update for this thing here pretty soon.
Like June, I think, is when I had heard about it.
Okay.
I actually jumped into it for the weekend, last weekend, and so I wanted to try out their fixed foveated rendering for the VR. That thing made a huge difference. I was able to bump my my Pimax up to the maximum resolution, and then turn my settings on my settings from high end to ultra in VR, and it flew ultra smooth, and everything was super sharp and crisp, and I could read all the gauges.
Well, that's great. Good
Yeah,
news.
it is very
Are you
nice.
in the beta now?
No, because it will not work from one to the other now, so I wouldn't be able to fly and see anybody. Plus the fact that it gives you like a billion credits, and your career mode is completely shut off. I mean, you're in a career mode there to test their career mode out, but when you jump out of the beta, then you're restored to where you left off at. So anything you do in the beta, you don't get any career credits for.
Okay.
Nope,
And I'm doing a lot of
Jared.
career flying, so it's like, yeah,
I
I'd
had to
rather
quit
just focus on
smoking
that, but I wanted to see what it
because
was
I'm
gonna be
trying
like
to get
over the
that job.
weekend,
Doesn't look like the job's going to
and
happen.
they kind of fixed the EFB issue where, like right now I've got it popped up on my screen, but I can't interact with it. But they now made it so, at least the version I was in last weekend, if you hit the tab to pull up the EFB, it pulled up 2 EFBs, but it pulled up this big monster one that you couldn't move, but I could interact with it, and then a little one off to the right behind it it was just like the original. And then someone had brought that up, that hey, you guys kind of fixed it, but you didn't fix it.
Right.
So supposedly they just had another beta update released yesterday, an update yesterday that supposedly I think fixed that issue now.
Good. Well, at least you
I
can
might-
interact with it. That's the important thing, you know. Interact with it
Yeah,
real quick and then put it away.
Well, other than it was so big, it literally took up 2/3 of your windscreen, so you couldn't see anything outside of it. Which I might as well just go into 2D mode and do it that way. But on this plane, I just got it pulled up. I can't move it or anything, so it's like just to the left of that orange dot, that orange map thing, the dome radar thing or whatever that is. It's just to the left of that for me, but I can at least see where everybody's planes are on it. But I can't zoom in or out just when people leave my map unless I go back to hit escape. But I was just most impressed. I wanted to see what kind of performance I was going to get out of it, and I was really impressed with the performance that thing has now.
That's always important. People love that. I've always been surprised at the performance on this one as it is, but if they can make it that much better. Yeah,
In 2D
Jared, I
mode, I
might do
never
a
had an
barrel
issue.
roll by accident if I'm not careful. Every time I lose my engines, I have to retrim, and then my engines come back and I have to retrim it again. I'm up to 10,000 feet over here, I'm going like a porpoise. Well, it looks like we're going to be to Kabalebo Airport here before too long. Yeah, I'm seriously considering switching aircraft when I get down on the ground. I might switch over to, I don't know, maybe I'll use that little jet. What's that new jet called that's in the career mode?
Vision jet.
Yeah, the Vision jet. I might switch to that. I don't know if I'll be able to land at these short runways, but at least I could fly. So at least I'm maintaining about 180 knots or 280 knots. I'm catching up to you guys here soon. Yep, the problem is, Jarrett, we're landing at a bunch of small dirt strips today, and there's only so many aircraft that'll allow us to get in and out of these small strips. I don't think an F-22 would cut it.
An F-35 coming in vertically would, but that's about it.
Right.
It'd be fun to watch an
Straight down.
F-22 coming in there.
Okay, engines 1 and 2 are perfect. Engines 3 and 4 are like, get out of here, we're not working. And as soon as I said that, engine 1 cuts out.
Won't say it anymore.
This is a
They
big
put voice
mystery. Yeah.
Put voice recognition to the airplanes. When you complain, they go mad at you.
Yep, I'm thinking that a good reinstall might fix some stuff. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but on the other hand, I haven't reinstalled it since I got 2024. The last time I installed it was in 2020, so maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to be optimistic here. Yeah, I might do that one business jet also. That's not the Vision jet, but there's that other one too that we used to use quite a bit. The Longitude. That's a nice little jet. Yeah, the Cessna Longitude. That's a good one.
I still miss the old Learjet though.
Yeah, that old Learjet was nice.
I like that Cessna 208.
Yeah, Jared, we have helicopters, but nothing that will go nearly fast enough. But like I said, when we get to Sierra Mike Kilo Alpha, we will be landing on the short grass strip. Runway 25. Count on runway 25. Somewhat
25
straight in, yeah. Actually, we'll have to do a bit of a left-hand turn, but runway 25 when we get there. Have an elevation of 263 feet and a short grass strip. So count on that. You guys let me know what it's like when you get there. I'll be right behind you.
Moving out to the right a little bit.
And engine 2 and 3 are down. Engine 4 is down. I just won't even mention it anymore. It don't matter. At first I thought it was a fuel flow issue, but all my fuel's flowing.
There's got to be a switch someplace.
It is. There's just something weird going on. Something switching itself. I do have a couple empty tanks, but I also have a couple full tanks, and that's normal.
Yeah, my auxiliary and my EXT tank are both empty, but my tank number 1 and 2 are both like, it says 7. I don't know if that's percent or what, but they're got plenty of fuel.
Yeah,
they're in pounds. 74,000 pounds, 7,400 pounds.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Pounds times 1,000. And then my boost pump are all on. Even my external forward and aft tanks are both on, even though there's nothing in them. Oh yeah, all those tanks over there. Oh, okay, then looks like there's tank 3 and 4 also. So okay, so all 4 of my tanks have about over 7,000 pounds in them.
Yeah, my engines are just randomly doing stuff.
Dark.
Sorry?
I wonder if when you did the cold and dark startup, if it made some settings or changed some settings, but then when you did the auto start, it didn't revert back. It like saved the state of it on a certain, maybe just one switch somewhere.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. That's why I'm thinking maybe a reinstall might wipe that slate clean.
I'm coming for attempted landing over here, so I'll be off for a while.
How hard is it to find that small grass strip? Did you see it yet?
It's not easy.
I'm gonna say it's not big and it's just grass. So some of these grass strips are in the middle of a grass field and you just can't even tell what's the field and what's the strip. Well, I've got 3 engines working at the moment, so I'm doing better than normal. Really nice looking mountains around here. I love that. Everything's all covered with trees. And hey, Wingnut, thanks for hanging with me back here.
I just wanted to make sure if I saw you go down, I'd know where you was.
You could lead the
You wanted to
emergency
watch.
cruise.
Oh no, I wasn't. I would know. No.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Like I
It's-
said, I
it's
decided
just-
to do an early morning flight instead of an evening flight, and it really looks nice. It's different.
This is going to be fun.
JMB says I'm having a transporting forest meats issue. I've got too much meat on board. Well, an F-22 wouldn't carry very much meat, but this thing would carry a city's worth. As long as it stays in the sky.
Dang, you look low, Laser. You gonna clear that mountain?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it, but not by much.
I'm going to do a go around.
Well, at least you found the airport. That's important. I was thinking that would be a big problem for us to try to find that thing.
It don't look so bad. It's like in the middle of it's a big carve out in the middle of the forest.
Right on. It's only about 3,100 feet, which is about 400 feet shorter than they recommend for this aircraft, but we can do it. Yep, like I said, I really wish I could figure... Oh, jeez, I just lost everything. I lost power. My generator shut off or something? What's going on here? I just lost everything.
Yeah, looks dark. Yeah, generators are offline. I see your streaming there. It's everything clicked off.
I see my... Oh, jeez, oh, Pete's. Even my... my nav ball is not showing the correct direction. This is bleak.
That's because all your generators are off.
Yep, all of my avionics just went to hell. The only thing I've got is altitude and speed. Luckily, I'm just going to keep heading towards Compass Coast. I can see his name tag. Hopefully I can get there before I completely fall out of the sky. Try another auto restart and see if that somehow miraculously gets my engines back up and going.
We're 13 miles out.
Oh, thank God, that don't sound far. Good deal. My EFB still works. Yeah, that's a good point. Jared mentions. Do we have parachutes? Now that they gave us the ability to actually get out of our aircraft, that would be interesting to have a parachute. You can bail out if you had to. Oh, Coast must be on the ground. I don't think I see him anymore. Nope, I still do. His name tag's real small. Wingnut, I am going to go ahead and follow you in. That way I can make sure I know where the runway is.
Okay.
Oh, it's easy to see.
We're 7 miles out.
I'm a little bit low. I don't quite see anything yet. I see your name tag though, so I can tell where it's going to be. Looks like Coast is coming in the reciprocal.
All my keys reverted to the old ones for some reason.
My power just came back on. I don't know why. It's doing such random things. This is just driving me crazy. Okay, I'm back to having power, but I still don't have engines. My throttle has absolutely zero effect. Losing altitude in a hurry here.
3 miles out.
Put my gear down. Hopefully my gear work. Alright, landing gear are deploying. Flaps are deploying. So far so good. Oh yeah, when I said landing gear deploying, all I have is a front gear. I don't have any back gear. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, isn't that something? You ever seen something like that? I have never seen something like
That's
that.
crazy.
Get out the drink cart and put it down there.
Tell you what, this is not looking good.
Yeah, at least it's a grass runway and
Oh, hold on.
no.
Randomly, the back gear started working now. Okay, we're good. God, this is so random. It's just driving me nuts. Wingnut, you good? You're on a steady approach? I see like
Yeah.
Compass Coast and Longhorn Ram went back up in the air or something.
Yeah, that runway is shorter than it looks.
Yeah, like I said, it's only 3,000 feet, so we're going to have to really be on our toes. Hopefully my brakes work and my reverse thrust. Well, if my engines ain't working, my reverse thrust ain't going to work, so this might be entertaining for y'all. So I'm
just
still
off
following
to the-
Wingnut. I don't see the runway yet. We should be awful close.
It's at our 11 o'clock.
I just lost power again.
Oh man, there's a cloud up coming through. I can't see anything now.
In the long run, you can try it again.
Yeah,
I'll follow you in.
I'm gonna try to stall it right at this threshold.
It takes a little bit of that type of work.
My batteries are just doing the weirdest stuff. Yeah, this is a very Final Destination going on here. I'm paying the price for all those times that I should have crashed but didn't.
2 mile final. I'm making for the runway here.
Longhorn, are you on course?
Kinda.
Okay, I think I do see the runway now. At least I'll be able to sort of judge where it is. Gonna be coming in right behind you, Coast. Got plenty of flaps, plenty of gear. Let's go.
Ooh, stop just before the weeds.
Yep, I'm gonna come in like a leaf on the wind. Of course, that didn't
Sorry,
end
guys,
too
I can't
well.
make it.
Well, I just lost all power, so. The weird thing is, I'm full flaps, no engines, and I'm not slowing down. I'm still 150 knots. I'm going to be coming in fast.
You won't make it 150 knots, that's for sure.
I won't make it 150 knots. Okay, we're slowing down a little bit here. This actually is, it looks pretty big, doesn't it? But it's not as big as it looks, I bet. This runway.
Well, what helps is having the grass at the front and the back of it. So that kind of helped a little bit. So you don't, it makes it longer than what it really is.
Hopefully I don't need power to hit my brakes. I hit a tree, but that's the worst of my problems.
You just gotta dodge all these airplanes that are right at the end of the runway.
I think I got a landing gear problem.
I have an airplane problem over here. I'm going to try to get off the runway so I'm not in your way, buddy.
I don't even know if I got a landing gear anymore.
I'd tell you to do a flyby, but it's gonna look like your wheels are up regardless of where you have them set at.
I'm going to change aircraft. This is ridiculous. I'm going to try that Vision Jet. I really like the Vision Jet. I don't know if it's going to be able to land in the correct spots or even to be able to keep up with you guys, but it's got to be better than this.
It should be fine because I mean, I was using it on a lot of those career modes, and they were giving me landing strips on the side of a mountain that was maybe at 1,500 feet, and it was landing fine because like you can bring that thing down at like 110 knots. Okay, what's this? Try number 4 or try number 5, Coast? Looks like you did it. Wow.
Oh, my entire sim just crashed. I got to restart.
Uh-oh. 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 There he goes. Oh, he disappeared.
Back on track, you crashed, it says.
So to put you back in the air, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can't hit trees anymore. It'll crash you, even if you have crashes turned off. That's what I've discovered.
Yep, they're solid now.
Yeah, the bigger ones are. I've been going like fairly slow, and it doesn't crash me, but it spins my plane around.
Right. I hit the top of a tree and it seemed to work okay, as long as you don't hit the main trunk.
Right.
All right, I'll be right back with you guys. I'm just restarting the sim.
Yeah, all my keystrokes went back to the other way around too, so I can't see where I'm going anymore. You know, when I hit the ground.
Did you go back into the control setting and see if it just changed the setting, and maybe just if you go back and select whichever one you saved it under?
I have no idea what this thing does.
It's got a mind of its own. And what would really disappoint me is if I start having these problems with other aircraft and not just the C-130. That would be devastating.
Oh, man.
Although we didn't have that. We just flew the Baron a couple weeks in a row, and I didn't have a problem with that. Well, at least I made it down nice and safe. We'll just call that a good landing, and I'll just switch aircraft. It's just getting to the bottom of something like this. There's so many different things it could be, you know. It could be related to my control stack that I have going on here. My home cockpit has all kinds of instruments. It could be my HOTUS. It could just be the aircraft itself. Like I said, if I can get to the bottom of this and make a video about it, I'd be a hero. People click that video for sure, because I've checked the forum posts and everything, and there's a lot of people having problems, and nobody's figured it out yet. I would love to be the guy to figure it out.
I'm gonna monkey around with it a little after, maybe over the weekend, and try to do cold starts and see what happens again. I only did it that one time when I had problems.
Yeah, try doing that with the fuel compressor, like I said. Hit the switch, just spam it like 40 times. Eventually that red light will come on. And then once the red light comes on, then you can do your air bypass, you know.
Yeah.
But
I,
on the
you
other
can
hand,
do.
after you do that, it just starts randomly shutting stuff off. Like it would turn off my
Yeah, that's what I'm
generators.
afraid of.
Yeah, it would turn
That's,
off my ground power all of a sudden. It just does weird things. You guys are currently at Sierra Mike Kilo Alpha, correct?
I'm still circling.
I
Trying
just
again.
wanted I just want to know where to spawn in.
yeah, Sierra Mike Kilo Alpha.
Yeah, that Douglas DC-3 only goes about 180 knots. As much as I love that aircraft.
Yeah, I do too. I like flying it. Took me a while to get used to the tail draggers because I was not really good with that. But once you figure it out, it's a good, fun airplane.
Anybody ever flown that Dehar TBM 930? It says it does 330 knots, but I'm wondering how short of a landing I can make.
It's got a reverse thrust. Yeah, I like
Really?
that airplane too. Yeah.
Ooh, I might just go ahead and hit that. Although any jet would have reverse thrust too. I'm looking forward to flying that Vision jet.
I like that 930. It's a fun airplane too.
I feel like I tried it back in the old sim, and I just didn't try it since. I tried it because it said it was really fast, and it wasn't as fast as they said. All right, Cirrus Vision jet, here we go. This thing supposedly goes 305 knots, which is enough.
There was a guy that was flying with us quite a bit last year or a couple years ago that was flying that a lot when it first came out in 2020, and it seemed like he could actually leave us behind with that thing.
Was that the Vision jet he was using? Because I do remember,
Yeah.
yeah. He had to get like an add-on version because it wasn't default at that time.
Correct. Well, yeah. Well, the company that makes it now is who made the add-on, and when they announced that it's going to become a standard edition plane in 2024, they pulled it from the market because people were starting to get pissed off that they paid for it, and then wound up going to get it for free in 2024.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, it's going to spawn me in the middle of the night. I'm going to have to change that.
You would think opening my windows that I would hear wingnuts, all four engines just roaring, but it makes no sound difference when I open my windows.
Lazerbolt Lima Alpha Zulu 2512, taking off runway 28 departure to the east.
Is this the only page on this clipboard that we got? I don't see anything other options. Because I'm wondering, so a lot of the planes will have like a tablet where you can tell it to do a cold and dark start, or you can have it like
Oh, yeah.
running.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
Are you talking about on the
Yeah.
EFB?
Well, actually, I didn't even
'Cause-
bother with the EFB on that, but no, on like a lot of the add-on aircraft I have come with a tablet, and if you, there's
Oh,
like
right.
3 options to start it. You can enter the aircraft cold and dark, or you can do like fully started at the end of the runway, ready to go. And if there's some kind of option like that for this plane, then maybe you'd be able to select it. But I'm not seeing anything on this first page of the tab of this clipboard. I don't see a way to get to like any other pages, so I think this
I'm
is
at the
all
wrong
you got.
airport. Because on the EFB you can do that. I don't know, you notice at the bottom of the EFB there's a little airplane button. Push the airplane thing and it'll tell you all the stats of your airplane. It'll give you the startup procedure and all that kind of stuff.
Let's see. Or does it? Okay, let me go out of the. sim. Well, it has a checklist, but it doesn't. It's just they're just checklists though. No, this actually would let you start it cold and dark, or you can start it on the runway like with everything selected, turned on, ready to go, full load of fuel and everything. Yeah, this is just your checklist here. Let's see what else. Cruise speed 290 knots. Flight performance. What is that? Oh, the center of gravity. Oh, you can calculate your takeoff and landing distances. Checklist, flight performances, and no aircraft information. Oh wow, total flight hours. Wonder. Oh, okay, that's my. It's like there's no. I have 255 hours in this C-130, so it must be my total for FS 2024.
Right. Yeah, I just noticed that it tells me my time in the game differently now. It used to say like 248 hours or whatever. Now it just says 10 days. It's like, really? I've flown for 10 days straight?
2512, taking off runway. 25 departure to the west.
I must be up there still floating in space somewhere because I got 275 takeoffs but only 151 landings.
Well, that's not a good number.
I have 124 landings or takeoffs that don't have landings. Yeah, I was just closing in right on 2,000 hours in FS 2020. It's kind of cool. You can look at your flight hours by the week, the month, and the year.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and take off from this. Oh, I see compass
Coming in
coast
for
coming in.
landing, attempting one again, a third time, 14th time.
I'm getting off the runway then. Let's take off from the same runway we landed on. I believe that's runway 25.
Yeah. Okay. I'll taxi back down there.
You guys will see me in my fancy, shiny new jet. Hopefully it won't fall out of the sky.
I see coast coming down.
Oops. Hit the trees. Almost made. Go ahead, take off. I'll just flip around.
You meet us in the air.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. I went in and started looking at that stuff on the EFB in the menu mode, and then went back in my aircraft and tried to put the EFB back on, but now it's changed its location and it's like right in the middle of my windscreen and I can't see anything now.
Oh no. Hopefully you can make it go away.
Oh, I can turn it off, but I liked having it where it first put it over by that radar thing, because then I could still keep it up and see where everybody was at and make sure I was on the pink line and stuff, but now it's like I can't use it where it's at.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to this Vision Jet. I'm not quite sure about all the avionics inside and everything. It's got a nice glass cockpit though. Simple enough.
So did you purposely choose the black one?
No, I'm actually in the red one.
Oh, you're black to me.
Yeah, me too.
I'll make the runway longer.
Yeah, just put them flaps at about 50 and give her the gas. She'll make it.
It amazes me how well this thing turns on the ground.
Yeah, it's got great ground handling. I can see I'm having a little problems with my controls already. This ought to be interesting. I might not be able to control my flaps. My flaps do nothing. Be nice to know what that's about.
Can you do it manually from the panel, or are you just trying to use your yoke system?
Yeah, I could probably do it.
One on here.
I could probably do it from the panel if I can figure out. Of course, I've got a co-pilot now. I always hate that. They're so weird looking. Let's see, where are my flaps around here on this bird? Oh, there we go. All right, I got them. Hit those brakes, Coast. You got this. Hey, I've got some good environmental sounds too now, finally. I didn't have any at the last airport, but I got frogs now.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't hear anything.
I wonder if it's the aircraft that prevents that, being a Captain Sim plane. Because I don't hear anything either,
guess.
and I've had the window open, and it's like I don't hear anything.
This is the first time I've heard any environmental sounds in a couple weeks. Well, let's go ahead and get these birds up in the air and get to that next airport. Lazerbolt is spooling up and rolling. Remember too, on the C-130 you can hold the brakes and spool your engines up all the way and then release them, and that does help. Not sure what the takeoff speed on this thing is, but I think I'm good. Right on, this thing took off all by itself.
Less than 1 mile.
That's cool. I've got traffic radar that just told me you're coming up behind me. All right, turning on course. We're inbound to the Konawaruk Airport at Sierra Yankee Kilo Zulu. It's actually not that far of a trip. These two airports aren't too far from each other. I'm liking this Vision Jet already because it works.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not maintaining too much of a speed here. I got full throttle and I'm barely going 100 knots.
Maybe it takes a little bit as you're climbing.
Might help if I put my flaps away, huh? Oh yeah, we're gaining speed. I'm going to try to bring her up to about 5, maybe 6,000. It does have a nice glass cockpit though. It's got everything you need. Like, I don't even need to use my EFB. It's got such a nice autopilot in there. or such a nice GPS. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to maintain more than, I'll be lucky if I can reach 200 knots on this thing. Which once again makes me wonder if something's wrong.
Have you leveled off?
Yeah, I'm just reaching 7,000 and getting ready to level off right now, so we'll see. At the moment, I'm going to full throttle, 136 knots.
Ooh, okay. I'll back down a little.
I know it goes faster than this because I've used it in the career mode. Alright, picking up some speed here. 180 knots. Hey, page turners, they were not. Greetings, buddy. Our buddy Brennan Mystical Marr is with us. He's a good fella. I've been having all kinds of issues with my airplane, buddy. It's been a really weird night of trying to fly. But Flight Simulator does that every once in a while. It throws you a curveball. Matter of fact, I had to switch airplanes. Only got her over 200 knots up in here.
I'm at 8,000 feet and you're way above me.
Yeah, I'm 10,000 at the moment. This thing is really hard to trim out. As soon as you trim it to level flight, it speeds up and then you start gaining altitude. And then you trim it out again and it speeds up more and you gain altitude. I'm up to about 230 knots now. I suppose that is the way airplanes work, but this one is really doing it. Yeah, it says on my avionics panel here that the fastest I can go is about 250 knots before it starts crashing. So right now I'm about 230.
Know how that feels.
Yep.
Where'd Longhorn go?
I'm
seen
way back
him-
here. Actually, I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was back behind us a minute ago.
Oh yeah, I see him back there.
Forgot to engage
Beautiful.
my autopilot, so I was going in circles around the airport.
I'll see if I can come up to find where. I don't have a Vision Jet in my. I haven't opened one up yet.
Oh, right on. Oh, so you probably don't even see me correctly.
No.
This is a beautiful morning here in Suriname. All right, we're approaching Konawaruk Airport at Sierra Yankee Kilo Zulu. When we get there, let's count on runway 31. It's pretty much straight in. We can just pull right up. So runway 31. The runway 31 is slightly longer than our last runway. It is a dirt runway that is 3,200 feet instead of 3,100 like we just left. So that's good news. Slightly bigger, still not very big. I'll be interested to see how this little Vision Jet handles that short of a dirt runway. It's not even really designed to land on a dirt runway, but we'll find out.
You have an altitude for it?
The elevation is 148 feet, so it's right down there. It's pretty much right down there by that river.
I think when I land the Vision Jet, I'm usually like at right around 100 to 120 knots. So that thing will like get really slow.
Right on. I'll try something like that.
Coming through, right behind you.
Looks like I'm only able to maintain about 228 knots, so that'll be my best. Unless I'm descending.
Here comes the snowplow. Watch out.
Yeah, that's cool, Coast. I knew you were coming up behind me because my traffic radar warned me. It's nice to have traffic radar that actually works. I'm going to try to bring her down slowly, but I finally got this thing stabilized. I don't want to monkey with it too much. It's going nice and level.
You're right behind you now.
Yep, that's looking good, buddy. Looks great with the morning sun behind you. That right there, that looks like a thumbnail. I really should figure out the autopilot functionality on this thing.
Airspeed, airspeed, airspeed.
Okay, success. Looks like I'm going to hold about 7,900 feet there, buddy. Yeah, I'm wondering if I have some kind of engine problem on this too. I'm using fuel in equally. One tank is draining much quicker than the other. Let's see if I can figure that out. I've got my fuel control set to auto. I don't know if that matters. Yeah, there's a lot of information on this glass cockpit, and I don't want to just in the middle of a flight start pushing buttons. That might be bad.
I'm not that familiar with it either. I couldn't help you. I flew it maybe, I think one time, maybe twice.
Yeah, it's
Know
one of
much
those
about
things
it.
where it's really nice if you know all about it. It's really nice. But mid-flight is not the time to start trying to figure it out, you know what I mean?
No, you don't play Johnny Toggle in the middle of the air.
Yep, don't just start flipping switches and pushing buttons. Everything's going pretty smooth right now. I'm just going to leave it alone. Yeah, I caught right up to your wing nut. How's it going, buddy?
All right. I was trying to back off, let you all get caught up.
Right on. Yeah, it looks like about 240 knots is all I'm going to be able to maintain, but that's not too far from what we normally do. Okay, apparently we're about 70 miles out from our next destination. Well, we are a bit behind schedule today with all the aircraft issues I've been having and everybody trying to stay with me. So how about when we get to our penultimate stop, which is the one coming up, we don't take our customary 10-minute break. Unless anybody really needs to use the can or has to have a cocktail badly, which I do. I need a cocktail real bad, but that'll just take me a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, for the first time all night, I have all three of us in the same frame. We're able to stay together. Well, at least, you know, this way I've got three C-130s being escorted by a Vision jet. The Vision jet is nowhere as intimidating as an F-22, but apparently for you guys it is black, though. I've got the red one, but it looks black to you.
Looks good, though. I see you over there on my left wing.
I gotta say, I really like this aircraft. It's yeah, it's pretty neat. I like it. I need to sit down one evening and just start flipping switches and figure out what everything does, you know, get used to it.
Yeah, I just bought last week a Cessna 337 Skymaster. Man, that thing is fun.
Oh, is that the
Cool,
one that has a
cool.
prop in the front and the back?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't flown that at all, but yeah. So you've been flying it quite a bit, have you?
Yeah, just playing around with it, learning it, and I guess it's pretty old. They even used them in the military.
Really? It looks like super high tech. It looks like a brand new airplane.
It does. Yeah, the one I have is the civilian version, but they used it in Vietnam too.
Oh, very cool. You know, in this aircraft, I don't even need the AFB. It's got everything right in front of me, just like the AFB has. It's got the radar. It's got traffic displayed right on it. It's got a separate panel. It's got everything. Real nice. Let's see if I can figure out my speed hold here.
What is your speed?
It dropped back down to about $130. Now it's climbing back to $140. If I have my throttle at full, it overspeeds. If I pull it back just a little, it goes down to 130. I'd like to get it more like 140 and stay there. It's got to have a speed hold.
Don't drop anything on me, wingnut.
I see you. I see you down there. Ramp coming open.
I really hate having this co-pilot. It's just creepy having somebody else in the cockpit with me.
Ramp open, ready for legs drop.
Yeah, I don't see any speed hold switches around here. I think that's all part of the, you have to go through the glass panel just to get to that page. Which seems a little odd. That's something that you would want right at your fingertips, especially to be able to turn it off. Alright, well I'm maintaining a comfortable 246 knots right now, airspeed, 8,000. Yep, this bird is not quite as fast as a C-130, but it's close. It's in the ballpark. And it didn't have any trouble whatsoever taking off out of that short strip. I doubt I'll have much trouble getting down on one, especially with the reverse thrusters.
I still think you should have taken the TBN 930.
Oh, that's the Dasher?
Yep, turboprop, and you'd have had no trouble staying with us.
Yeah, I do like a turboprop over a jet. I like jets, but I don't love them. I'm a prop guy myself.
Can you see if my ramp's open, Longhorn?
No, it's closed.
Yeah, it's close.
Well, that's weird. It's open for me.
Is it?
You might
Yeah.
see Longhorn with his ramp open too. I think whatever you do broadcasts to him. Like if I turn my lights on, his lights come on, or everybody's lights come on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you open the radome, everybody's radome opens.
I won't do that in mid-flight.
Probably not. I'd be
Yeah,
surprised if it let you. Although, it
Well,
might.
the max speed for your ramp open is 150 knots.
That doesn't mean it won't let you. Or it might.
I would think it would either crash you or just wouldn't open. Yeah, this is the plane that last time we flew this, I was trying to get, or somebody was trying to get something to activate and it wouldn't do it. I think it was you, Lazerbolt. You were trying to get something to activate and it wouldn't do it because you're going too fast. I don't think it was the ramp. I don't remember what it, but there was something you were trying to do, and it didn't take effect until you lowered your speed, and then once you lowered your speed, whatever it was you're trying to do actually took effect. Yeah, well, I just hit the ramp open on mine, and my ramp actually opened at 240 knots. I'll catch up to Wingnut and see if I can see if his open too now.
I'm looking from the outside view. Mine's showing closed. I closed it, but your opening yours didn't affect me.
Well, no,
Yeah, you wouldn't
as
see it.
Laser was saying, if yours is open, then well, I guess everybody else around you that has this plane would also look open. But since you closed yours, now everybody else is going to look closed again, because yours looked closed for me. But I'm going to pull up behind you and see if yours looks open now that I opened mine.
Okay. Well, I hit open.
Oh,
See what happens.
Yeah, yours is open now. So I'm gonna close mine and see if yours closes. Let's see. Yep. As soon as I close mine, yours closed.
Yeah, weird, right?
Wow, weird.
I noticed that before
So,
we took off. Whenever I would like turn my lights on, everybody's lights came on. I turned my lights off, everybody's lights turned off.
Hmm. 29 miles.
Just a reminder, when we get to Konawaruk Airport, we will be landing runway 31. Count on runway 31, gentlemen. Pretty straight in. I think it's just on the other side of this river here. Once again, there's not a whole lot of elevation going on. It's just over 100 feet, so it'll be about the same elevation as that river. Alright, there we go. I am going to descend down to about 4,000 feet. Hopefully I get there before we reach the airport. Actually, at this point, I'm just going to keep descending right down into the runway, only 18 miles out. I believe I see where the airport's going to be. I don't quite see it yet. Wingnut, you got eyes on that runway yet? supposed to be a dirt strip.
Not yet. Showing 9 miles, but you gotta be getting pretty close. I don't see anything yet.
Yeah, after we take off out of this next airport here, we're going to be seeing that other beautiful looking mountain range kind of thing. It's a big, flat-topped, sheer cliffed kind of a mountain situation. Looked really nice in the picture I saw. Looks like something you'd see in Arizona, except it's got trees all over.
Arizona has trees.
Well, not like this.
They have the largest strand of Ponderosa pines anywhere in the world.
Really? I used to love that show,
Tonto National
Ponderosa.
Forest.
I see the runway now at 4.5 miles.
It kind of looks
Right,
like Devil's
okay.
Tower sort of thing. You don't
there it is.
associate Devil's Tower with trees all over it. I'm going to follow you guys in. I don't quite see it yet, but I know you guys are good at it. Oh yeah, there it is. Once again, it don't look like it's all that bad. It looks pretty long.
Sink rate.
That's what it was. Landing gear. If you're too fast, your landing gear doesn't go down.
That explains why my gear's still up.
Well, I don't know about that plane, but this one here, that's what we were running into before. Because it's like, I know I put my landing gear down. It's yelled at me, put my landing gear down. It's like, oh shoot, I'm going too fast.
Sink rate.
Yeah, I've got my landing gear down and full flaps, and
Sink rate.
I still have my gear up and my flaps are not
Sink
deployed.
rate.
But I'm over 200
There are.
knots still, so that might be the
Sink rate.
problem.
Pull up.
Ooh,
I might
there's
have
a
I might have
lot.
broke them all.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a go around here.
Pull up.
If I'm lucky, I
Yep,
can do a
I
go
have
around.
to. I ran over Longhorn. My reverse didn't happen for me.
Okay, my flaps finally deployed. Good deal. I have high hopes for my landing gear. Yeah, I think I broke my gear.
That's what happened to me last week. So you can break your gear. What were we flying last week?
We're in the Baron, Twin Baron.
Oh, that's right.
At least I didn't break my flaps, but yeah, I think my gear broke.
I broke it all.
You broke your landing gear, Longhorn?
Oh no, last week broke my landing gear, broke my flaps. We had like the landing gear would only come like halfway down, and then my flaps wouldn't do anything.
Okay, gear is coming down. I just had to flick the switch back and forth a couple times. Alright, Wingnut, I'm coming in right behind you. Coast, you still with us, buddy?
In spirit.
No airplane?
I just about made it down and it said crash.
Huh. Oh, we were having nothing but trouble.
I had everything going for me. I had everything. Speed, gear, everything, and I just got a little too close to the ground. Just a fraction close to the ground. And it grabbed my gear.
I'm looking forward to getting down because after this weird-ass flight, I really need a cocktail. That'll fix everything. We got one more leg to go. And it's a beautiful leg. Like I said, we got that cool mountain ridge to check out. It is also part of the world update that they just did. Alrighty, turn in final for runway 31. Let's try this again.
That was a good landing.
Whew, boy, I had hard on the brakes and max reverse, and I still barely made it.
Sink
But I
rate.
bounced once. That might have been
Sink
caused
rate.
it.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
My
Pull
bitchin' Betty
up.
is really bitching
Pull
right now,
up.
but I'm going to try to
Pull
ignore her.
up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull
She's
up.
got this crazy idea that I need to pull up.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull
Maybe
up.
she doesn't think your
up.
landing gear's down.
Pull up. Pull up.
I'm
Didn't
coming in
know
a
you
little
want to
steep.
land.
Hey, that worked out pretty good, actually. I had plenty of runway left. Excellent. Alright, I'm going to back taxi to the beginning of runway 31, make myself a cocktail, and get ready for the last leg. A pretty nice looking place around here. How about that?
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees. What kind of buildings they got down there at the end of the runways? Anything fancy?
No, just some big orange building and a couple of smaller buildings. Maybe it's a hotel.
I'm impressed with this little Vision jet. This might be something we'll use in the future. We need to spend a day getting used to all the systems and figuring out exactly how it works. I think I'm going to like this thing.
This strip looks more like a dirt road than a runway.
Yeah, it's weird how it curves off on the end. I bet it is a dirt road. I bet you there's a road that leads right to this. You can see how at the end of it, it curves off and just goes into the jungle.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh, we probably should have took off the other direction because at least there's no trees at the end of it going this way.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I don't even know if I can turn around here.
Oh, sure you can. This C-130 is pretty good at turning. Although, it's pretty big. I don't seem to have any environmental sounds at this airport, although it looks like it should sound pretty jungle-y. I'll probably go run underneath your wing, Longhorn.
That's what I'm counting on.
Perfect. Your props just missed my canopy. Alright guys, give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Steve, I don't know if I missed you already, but have a good night, buddy. It's good to see you hanging out.
I'm going to go fill up a water real quick. I'll be back.
I just reread Steve's message. He's actually saying hi, not bye. Hey Steve, what's up? The flight has not been smooth, but it is better now that I switched aircraft. A nice little flyby from Coast over there.
Okay, I'm back in the seat.
Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, I got scratches in my airplane there, Longhorn.
Oh, that's right. I did kind of go through you a little bit. Flew one of the career missions last week, and it put my airplane on such a steep angle that when I spawned in, my airplane, it was, I forgot which one it was, it's one that doesn't have a parking brake, or the parking brake wasn't set when it spawned it in. So as soon as it spawned it in, my aircraft started rolling down the hill, and I'm running after trying to jump in the stupid thing before it crashed. Yep. I think it was the Draco X or something. There was a little tiny little strip runway, but it's like such a steep area. And as soon as I spawned in, because it always in VR, it always like faces my direction away from my airplane. So I turn around and look, and my airplane's rolling down the hill. So it's like I'm sprinting to get close to it, hit Shift C, get in and slam on the brakes just before I crashed.
I'll think about it.
It probably would if we weren't all these airplanes at the end of the runway. Just pretend we're not here though, because you can't crash into us. Yeah, it's like there aren't any environmental sounds. Of course, I don't know if it's because I'm in the Captain Sin plane, but we get to the final destination, I'll hop out of my aircraft and see if I hear anything.
Yeah, I don't hear anything here either. At the last airport, I heard frogs, but at this one, I don't hear nothing.
I would expect to hear Tarzan or something.
Some jungle drums, anything.
Got all these vines hanging from the trees.
I'm just checking out your airplane there, Laser.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I like this little thing. It doesn't have any trouble with these small strips whatsoever. I mean, I only needed like a half of the strip at most to get stopped. And the same thing taking off. It took off all by itself. I wasn't even pulling back yet, and it just took off. All right, coast coming in. Good luck, buddy. You can do it. No pressure. Hit that reverse thrust and you got this. Oh. Well, Coast, just go ahead and stay in the air. We'll catch up to you.
Yeah, I don't know how to use the reverse thrust on this thing.
All right, on. Yeah, you have to specially set that button, or do it by hand inside the cockpit. Just pull your throttle all the way back past where it usually goes. Wingnut, are you back in your aircraft?
Yep.
That's weird because I still see you crouched behind mine. I hope it doesn't hurt when I take off.
I was trying to siphon gas.
You're gonna get a
But
little
no, I'm
jet
back to
wash.
mine.
It's gonna get sucked into your engine and spit out the other end.
It might help me stop. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get these birds out of here. Lazerbolt is spooling up and rolling. No, this bird is not designed for dirt strips, but here we go.
Hey, Wingnut, you're still sitting out here in the field. I'm gonna try not to
Go
run
get
you
him.
over, but I can't promise you.
Okay.
Your guy is just, oh, he just disappeared. He must have realized that his plane left without him.
I really like this airplane. This is nice. That was a relatively short strip and it got out of there no problem. Do you notice how there's a few of these kind of reddish trees sprinkled around? I
Yeah.
wonder if that's because it's like fall here. Alright, let's get back on course and visit that mountain range that is so interesting looking. Like I said, it's another thing that they added in the World Update. I saw pictures of it and it looked awesome. It's a big sheer cliff and a flat top. So it looks kind of like something you'd see in Arizona out in the desert. But it's very big. I just noticed that my microphone is making some horrible noises. Nobody mentioned it, but it's just awful. I can't get it to stop.
I thought it was just me.
No, it's me.
No,
It's my
me too.
microphone. I just listened to the stream and it's like, ay, ay, ay. I had no idea it was making that weird noise all night.
Yeah, every time you key it or talk or whatever you're
Feedback.
doing, it's very high pitched. Oh shit! I know I just came out of the clouds and I see this mountain you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think 9,000 would have cleared it. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, something's not right about this mountain because the mountain does not. I'm gonna fly around this thing because something doesn't look right with it. It's like a shelf that goes out and you can fly under the mountain.
Yeah, that is impressive. And I apologize for the way my mic sounds. I had no idea. Next time it sounds like that, please say something, for crying out loud. This is awful.
It sounds awful.
Thanks, buddy.
I figured if nobody else said anything, it must have just been me because I got new headphones or earphones for my headset. So it's like, well, shoot, it must just be my headset that's doing that.
Right? Yeah, it's probably about time for me to replace my mic. I'm just using a little lapel mic, one of those. And honestly, about 10 years ago off of Amazon, I bought 3 of these for $6. And I'm on the second one right now. Maybe it's about time to break out the third one.
Okay, so they didn't bring this mountain all the way to the ground, and you could literally fly under this mountain over here. The modeled one that they put out here is this big shelf that comes over, but then
Oh, really?
there's probably a 100-foot gap underneath it between it and the mountain below it.
This is oddly flat on top, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's fly around this area for a minute or two and check it out as long as we're here. And we're not too awful far from our final destination for the evening.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't model the mountain to the actual, geodesic or whatever the hell
Yeah,
it is.
it doesn't meet the terrain at all.
Okay, so you're seeing it too then?
I'm seeing it, yeah. It seemed to geodesic or whatever it is.
I don't see a gap under it. I know it's a strange looking mountain, but I'm not seeing an open gap like you're talking about.
I'm seeing color discontinuity though.
Yeah, for me, it actually it meets the ground. It meets the geometry of the land there. Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah.
Come down to this side, Wingnut, because that side looks okay.
Oh, okay.
It's the other end of it.
Okay. Come
Yeah,
around.
fly all the way around it.
This is bizarre that it's just flat up here. It kind of looks.
Makes me
It
wanna
just
come-
looks like a puzzle piece that was pushed up.
Makes me want to come back with like a bush plane or something to land on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's quite flat enough for me to land this plane up there.
It'd be pretty rough. I think you'd be bouncing everywhere.
Might be okay with a goose or something, where you can land in the water up here. It does. It looks like a
there
big
water under?
puzzle piece that was pushed up about a half a mile. Yeah, I'm not seeing any weird, like it's floating above the ground or nothing. There's no gap for me. It looks pretty good.
I'll go back over there and get a picture of it.
This
I
is
see a
certainly
few-
an
few-
unusual formation, though. That's weird. I've never seen something quite like this.
Yeah, I'm seeing what looks to be water, being vertical water or something.
Well, I don't got none of that. I got a lot of water on top of it. There's a lot of like little rivers and stuff.
Oh no, it's like a vertical stream or something on the side of the.
Really, it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
a
If you go
waterfall.
over the top, if you go over the top of it, yeah, the water goes up the sides of some of these cliffs.
So I wonder, have you guys downloaded the full, from the marketplace, the whole world update? I'd be surprised if you didn't, because I thought we talked about that before.
Yeah, I've downloaded everything that's available on there for free.
Right, because that does affect the mesh. We had that happen last week with Wingnut. When he was at the airport, everybody was floating above him, and once he updated the mesh, everything worked fine.
Oh, the other thing that Sim Update 2 addressed is the hovering airplanes didn't hover anymore.
Oh, nice, like the AI craft.
Yeah, although the passive aircraft that's just sitting there.
Well, that's good.
At
Yeah,
the
because that
airport.
used to look a little weird. I mean, they weren't floating too high, but the wheels weren't touching the ground. That's for sure.
Oh, I had some of them that were like easily 10, 15 feet off the ground. I flew out of an airport yesterday, and it was nothing but small single prop aircraft, and every single one of them was like 10 feet off the ground.
That's not good. Yeah, I gotta say, for me, this all looks great. I don't see any gap or nothing. It all matches perfectly.
Yeah. I didn't either. I went all the way around it now.
All right, I'm gonna come back around and see if it still looks the same. If it does, I'm gonna grab a picture.
I do have some, like a little waterfall over here kind of thing. It doesn't look much like a waterfall, but you can clearly see where the water goes off the edge. Pretty cool looking. This whole thing is pretty cool looking. I've never quite seen anything like this.
Okay, there we go.
Well, gentlemen, before it gets too late, let's go ahead and head to that last airport. I'm a little surprised that there's so much water up here. Like, where in the world does this water come from?
Probably the sky.
Well, yeah. That's where it all comes from.
Just saying.
Well, you're not wrong. Of course, we are up almost 10,000 feet. I wonder if most of this is frozen. Plus, it's coming up to full-blown winter here. Although, I don't know, is this part of South America below the equator or not? I mean, it's not like we're down in Argentina or nothing. Very impressive, though. I gotta say, I've never seen anything like this. And we fly all over the world, and I've never seen a mountainside that looked like this.
It's different for sure.
Yeah, like I said, it kind of looks like a puzzle piece that was just kind of shoved up a half mile. Yeah, very cool. All right, onward to the last destination here. Let me check out and get some details. All right, we're looking at Imbaimadai. Probably butchered that name, but okay. When we reach Sierra Yankee India Bravo, let's go ahead and land on runway 7, guys. Count on runway 7. We are looking at a huge 3,000 foot. This will be the shortest runway of the night. So it's 3,000 feet, but it is bituminous. It's not grass, it's not dirt, it is man-made, some man-made substance, bituminous going on. So count on
So I
that.
can crash on a bituminous one now. Good,
Yeah,
thank you.
if we crash, it'll hurt worse than the last 2 runways. So at least your brakes ought to work really well on this concrete-looking kind of stuff. So count on that. Count on runway 7 when we get there. 3,000 footer. Come in low and slow, but not too low, not too slow. I'm going to try to drop her back down to about 9,000 here. Alright, bring her down. Yeah, both of the points of interest we checked out tonight were awesome. It was really nice to see them both. When we get to Sierra Yankee India Bravo, it'll be pretty much straight on runway 7.
Fuel. got some of the modern avionics. Still don't know all about them.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Longhorn, did
Sink rate.
you go in the wrong direction? Or
rate.
I see a,
Sink rate.
looks like, I don't even see you. I have the airport symbol inside. I don't see the runway just yet. Yep.
Yep, 7 miles out, runway 07.
Oh, got her in sight now.
Right on. I think I'm going to see it as soon as I get past these trees. So a reminder, we're at an elevation of 1,600 feet at this airport and coming in runway 7. Runway in sight. Remember, this is the shortest runway of the evening, but it is also the only paved runway, so it's a give and take. Once again, it doesn't look that bad. From here, it looks kind of long.
Pull up. Pull up. Travel
Go,
7 miles.
Scraped the wingtip there on that landing.
A bit of a narrow one.
Yes, it is. I went sideways. I was drifting. I think that's what
Roger
you call
that.
it.
Lasers on 2 mile
Sink
final.
rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. 500. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
I hate it when my airplane tells me I'm flying terrible. That's quite a long run up, doesn't it? Whoa, hello Coast, how you doing, buddy? Oh, and he's down. Boy, I like this airplane. I tell you what, it comes to a stop in a hurry. Hey, look at that. We're right next to a little city here. Coast, you hit the ground so hard your airplane completely disappeared. Well, we might as well taxi over here closer to this little city and see who's got the best food.
Yeah, I could use a hot dog or something, or a brat.
I made tacos for dinner, and I might have to have a couple for a midnight snack. They were wonderful. Might be interesting walking around this little city. I'm not sure I've walked around in a town before. Looks like they got a little fuel station over here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Hell, I could almost park right under your wing.
Yeah.
I sure hope I can figure out what's going on with my Hercules, because I gotta have that airplane, man. That's my favorite. You know how it is. A good install will fix many, many things.
Yeah, sometimes hopefully that'll work.
Yeah, I think
Like
I can
I
do
said,
that
I'm
right,
gonna-
right from the content manager. I'm pretty sure I can just uninstall it and then put it back.
Yeah, I'm going to
I'm hoping.
experiment a little this weekend with mine and doing cold starts and try what you just said and see if it affects anything. Only happened to me that one time though. I was sitting on the ramp, lost generators and everything, and started getting goofy. Hadn't happened since though.
Yeah, it's weird. It happened to me that one time, and it just keeps happening. I've been flying this airplane for years, and about a week ago, it happened for the first time, and now it just won't stop doing it. I think Longhorn might be right that there's some way it holds a file that can be overwritten sometimes, and it overwrote it incorrectly that's causing problems or something. That's why I'm thinking maybe a complete reinstall might fix it. But you
Killing
never
my
know.
vertical trim, keeping it at 59%.
Yeah, I saw you go up.
I don't know why, but I can't change it. When I get to a certain point with the landing pattern, it just falls apart.
Posted a couple of pictures of that mountain, what I was seeing.
Oh, let me check that out. Yeah, for me it was beautiful.
But
I mean,
by
it
doing
goes
it, it
without
caused
saying
flight
that
sim to crash.
You did do the new Brazil World Update, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that fixed other elevation issues.
Yeah, I could have flew under that. It would look like the north
Really?
end
Oh,
of it.
man. Look at that. I mean, it
Wow.
looks like a sand crawler.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way.
Wow, I didn't see it like that either. I mean, that's bizarre looking.
It's like it was hovering.
Uh-huh. It's almost like mine had like a bottom part to it, and yours didn't have the bottom part attached or something. Mine had like the terrain, and then there was like a sandy looking bottom chunk that kind of meshed them both together.
Oh, is this considered South America?
It is, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look because I've got an add-on from 2020 for a South American mesh.
Oh, that often
I'll
causes
bet that's
problems.
screwing it up.
That
I'll
might
bet
be
if I
doing it.
disable that, I'll bet it looks right.
Yep, that might be doing it. Yeah, for a second there, it looked like Travis was typing a message. Haven't talked to Travis in a while. I think he's still on vacation over in Europe, isn't he?
He's always on vacation.
He is always on vacation. But at least he goes to interesting, nice places. Like I said, just a couple months ago he went to Spain and Germany, I think. I don't know where he's going now. But
Thought he was going back to Austria with his girlfriend.
I just put a picture below yours, Longhorn. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and disable that South American mesh, and then go back and fly this last leg from this airport real quick and see if it looks the same. I'll bet that's what's messing with it. You still trying to land too, Coast?
It just puts my nose way up in the air. I can't do anything.
Oh, just,
boy, so many problems tonight. This has just been a weird flight. What happened to you, Longhorn? You weren't able to get her down?
no,
saw
I
you
had to
coming in.
restart. I had to restart my computer, and I just left the mountain, so I'm about 14 miles out now.
Oh, right on. Hey, Travis. Greetings, buddy. How you doing?
Hello, good. How are you guys?
Hey, are you still on vacation?
I can't control the
I
airplane.
am home.
Well, you must be having a good old time. You're back in Europe, huh?
I said I am home. I am back in Florida.
Your voice sounds rough.
Just probably the way that I'm sitting.
Oh, okay.
I'm sweating. I can't control the aircraft.
Yeah, the C-130s are giving us all kinds of headaches tonight, especially me and Coast. It's just been a weird flight. I had to switch over to this little, this Vision jet, which I'm thoroughly impressed with. I really like it. But my C-130 was just, like, randomly shutting down the engines, randomly just doing weird stuff, banking left and right. Just, it was awful. As soon as I got to the first airport, I switched out.
Yeah, that's odd. I wonder if there's some reason. One thing I don't like about the sim is that it maybe, unless if you have the rolling cache set up or something, I've noticed, especially in the beginning, it'll download the aircraft data and stuff, and it seems like sometimes it missed things, but it doesn't like throw an error at you, so
Right.
you don't even know if it
It gets weird.
is
You don't
loaded
even
in
know.
properly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But,
why I'm hoping
yeah.
just a good reinstall will fix it. But it's like everything was working good up until, I don't know. Well, up until tonight. Tonight's the only time I've really had big problems with it. It started happening a couple days ago, and it's just been happening ever since. But I haven't flown the Hercules in a couple weeks. Maybe it was a recent update, you know?
Yeah.
But this the Hercules was made for the Flight Sim 2020. It wasn't particularly made for 2024. Although I'll bet you they're still selling it in the marketplace. Well, the 2024 marketplace isn't up yet, is it?
I
Yeah,
think
it
it
is.
is.
Oh, it is? I bet you they're selling it,
Yeah.
even though it's all weird.
No, I haven't seen it in there. I checked it out the other
Oh.
day.
Okay, well,
I think
maybe
it
they're...
comes
Sorry,
with
Travis?
the base. I think it comes with the base game or something like that.
No, I don't think so.
No,
They do
that's
have
the
that-
A400 now.
Yeah, the A400. It's similar. I might
Yeah,
have to get used to
That's their
flying that
version
thing.
of it.
That is an awesome looking airplane, but the one time I flew it, I wasn't too impressed. But it's got a lot of the same characteristics as a C-130 as far as the S-toll and stuff.
Maybe because I bought it through. Yeah, that's probably why. Because I bought it through the marketplace. That makes sense. That's why I have it on mine. I was kind of wondering why it was automatically there, but I forgot. Even though the marketplace wasn't working, they were still allowing games that you bought through.
Yeah, anything you bought previously will automatically just go in. That's also why I'm thinking maybe a reinstall might help, because I haven't reinstalled it since I got the new sim. It's just it's using the old one. I don't think it'd be any difference though. You got your gear down, Longhorn?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured you were the way you were bouncing. It's just I didn't see any gear. Now I see him. Now that you're way at the end.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys are still up and kicking.
Yeah, with all the problems I was having, we had to go kind of slow tonight, and yeah, I kept everybody after class. It's okay. Everybody's being a trooper and being cool about it.
The advantage of being West Coast.
Well, that's true. Yeah, for you it's not quite as late. For me it's after midnight, but luckily I don't have anything better to do on a Friday night.
I'm on Central Time.
So what's that? Maybe 11 for you?
11. Yeah, I'm an hour behind you guys. It's 11:10 here.
This might be one of our latest flights ever, but I don't mind. I like you guys' company a lot.
You didn't change your plane, did you, Laser?
Yeah, I changed it to the little red jet.
The
You
Vision
said
Jet.
you saw it as a black one.
Yeah, well now I'm seeing you as a longitude.
Really? Oh boy. Nope,
I'm
I'm
guessing
still in
that's
the
what it is.
I'm still in the Vision Jet. I like this Vision Jet a lot. I'm certainly going to fly this more.
I'll take a
I
picture.
still see it as a little black Vision Jet.
Well, but I restarted Flight Simulator though.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think, yeah, you have. I mean, it's hard. I'm guessing it's a longitude since that's what you would have. But you got two twin engines, one on each side of your fuselage. It's a long white jet with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows on the side, 7 passenger windows. So, and a really long nose. Do this.
Nope, just the regular old default Vision Jet. Yeah, like I said, I really like this thing. You can get in and out of tight spots. It's real good. At least as good as the Hercules. I'm going to run over and check out this little town here. Like I said, try to find a restaurant or something. For me, it's about time for breakfast. Where I took off early morning. Usually we do a late evening flight, and for me I set it for early morning just to do something different. Had some cool visuals going on.
I'll fly the little drone over there. It's quicker.
So you guys saw some interesting anomalies during your flight?
Yeah, did you see the picture Longhorn posted there? That mountain top kind of floating in midair?
Yeah.
It was really beautiful, though. That was one of the new things that they added in the Brazil World update. Real nice looking.
Huh.
That's definitely the longitude.
Is that a bug or a feature?
It must be a feature. Oh, look at it. We got houses. They got radar dishes on the roof and stuff. That's cool.
So how do I turn these engines off? They're awfully loud.
It's kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah, I
See
like
the
what they
picture I
did
posted?
with all the ground. Everything looks really good. I mean, you would think in a flight simulator they wouldn't worry so much about making everything look good on the ground, but I'm impressed. It's really great.
Well, when they made the decision to let you get out and walk around, they had to make it look good
Yes,
or
exactly.
better.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go.
I was trying to do a test flight the other day, and I was having some issues too. But I was thinking it was more related towards the aircraft I was trying to use, but it just wouldn't load in. Like,
Are you,
it would just sit there at the GTA 5 top-down screen view, and just sit there forever. And the aircraft I was using was a third-party airplane in the community folder, so.
Are you using the new beta tester version?
No, I'm still on the regular build.
So how much longer are you on vacation, buddy?
No, I'm home. I made it home.
Oh, you are?
in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, thank goodness, because it would be 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's fair and possible, but yeah, I just got home, went to Italy, Rome, Venice first, then Rome, and then Pisa. We were gonna go a little further south, but you know, we were driving, so we had an option to go back whenever we wanted, and didn't have things booked out. And we're kind of just like done after that.
My
We're
man
kinda
does
done
get
after
around,
Rome.
man. That's a nice little trip. You get around, I gotta say.
Yeah. Pisa was on the way back, so we hit that on the way back.
Oh, I went to Pisa when I was a kid. I loved it, man. I remember the pizza was great. And I
Yeah,
remember they had a really, just out in the streets, they had a bunch of like arcade games. I played a whole bunch of arcade games when I was there.
We did have a couple pizzas. I didn't see any arcade stuff, but yeah, it was a town that we didn't stay very long. We stopped in just to, you know, basically take some pictures and walk around for a little bit.
Did you lean on the tower?
I did not lean on the tower. No.
Do they still let people climb to the top?
Yes, they were.
Tell you what, I still remember how terrified I was climbing that tower. It's so weird climbing up a tower that's leaning like that, because half the time you're climbing up, and then you're climbing down. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's leaning, and the downward part of it was just awful. I was so terrified, and I was like 7.
Hey guys, guess what? I actually landed this sucker.
I did. I saw you land. It looked pretty good there, buddy.
Yeah, but I landed it without having any control of it. Now I don't know how I did that.
Just cross your fingers and hope.
I didn't have a lot of interest, and I'm not a great person with heights, so I decided, or we kind of decided not to.
Yeah, this was back
I
in the
coulda tried,
70s, and and they didn't give a crap about like safety and stuff. There was no rope, there was no railing. It was just like basically you're climbing up the outside of this thing, and it just kind of spirals all the way up, and it was insane. I was so terrified.
Well, it's probably leaning differently now than it was back then. They did have to readjust it a little bit, I think maybe the 90s or something. I don't remember exactly when they did, but
Yeah, it's probably leaning more than ever. It's an impressive sight, though. It was,
yeah.
Is that where Sir Isaac did his thing?
I don't know if he was around that area or not.
Drop the apple and all that good stuff?
There was one physics person that did that. Yeah, I don't remember what the name was. That could be it.
Well, hey everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the stream for now. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you had a good time. And anybody who feels like joining us, please do. We're easy to get along with. We always have a good time and take it casual. All the information for the group flights is in the description of the video. And if you want to get the game for cheap, go ahead and grab it on GamePass. That's a great way to do it, a great way to see if it's for you. So go ahead and do that and join us one of these days. We would love to see you. All right, guys, good night.